Alright, so I'm going to be replacing the battery on this Dell Inspiron 7373 2-in-1. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is remove all the screws from the bottom. We're going to use a PH1 or JS1 screwdriver. Alright, you want to keep all the screws in order because they can be different size, shape, and lengths. It looks like these screws are actually holding themselves in place. So, yeah, actually, they are going to come out. Alright, so you want to put the flat side down like this. On your desk in the pattern you remove them, or whatever you use. If you have a magnet tray that keeps them in order like that, you can use that. Right, so let's go ahead and remove all these screws. So I'm gonna go like a row of 3, a row of 3, row of 4, and that's how I'll remember where the screws came from. Alright, it's important that you follow the directions exactly in the video. I get a lot of people that will ask if they can skip steps. If you know what you're doing, then go ahead, skip steps. But if you don't know what you're doing, you want to try and follow as closely as possible. All right? If this video helps you, make sure to like, subscribe, and share my channel with others. So that way it can help them upgrade and repair their devices. If it helps you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to this channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. These are customer computers, so I don't own these devices that I work on. So keep that in mind. By the time you see these videos, I likely won't have the device. Oh, what is that? I got some mechanical grease on the back of my hand. All right, anyways, so now that we got all these screws out, we are going to pop the cover off. So the easiest way to do this is you're going to open it up slightly. And I don't know if you can see, but there's a gap here. So we're going to use that gap. I get my fingernails in there. If you want, you can use plastic pry tools. But what I do is I get my fingernails in there, and then I use my thumbs to push on the back and pull with my fingernails. So basically I'm rotating the case outwards like that to undo the clips. So we're just going to go around doing that. Okay, just like this. Okay. And normally I would actually have the thing more closed like that, but I kind of wanted to give you guys a better view. All right, so then you just keep going all the way around, go around the side edges, same thing. Okay. And then we're going to go around this side as well. All right, same thing, just like that. Usually once you get 3 sides out, you can kind of just lift it and wiggle it, and it should pop off just like that. All right, so there you go. We got the bottom cover off, nice and easy. All right, so next thing we're going to do is remove the battery here. So we're going to just take these, again, these are PH1 JS1 screws, and we're going to remove them. Again, you want to keep all the screws in order because they can be different size, shape, and lengths. If you mix up the screws, you can actually damage your computer. All right, again, it's very important that you follow these steps exactly. Try and do it in the exact order if you can. Unless you know what you're doing, don't skip around, okay? Right, I'll try and mention everything I can think of in the videos, so you want to be careful here. Let me zoom in here. All right, so the battery model number, if you're going to be replacing it, is F62G0. All right, anyways, let's go ahead and remove this wire. So we're going to lift it and unthread it from this area here. This is the speaker wire. If you damage this, then you're going to lose the connection to one of the speakers, specifically the right speaker on this side. All right, so the speakers actually connect up here. Anyways, we're going to remove the battery first. So let's go ahead and lift this out. Let me zoom out a bit so you can see the whole battery. All right, we're going to lift this. You want to be careful because it is connected here like this. All right, and it looks like there's some adhesive here too. If you have a plastic tool, you can use that to help undo this adhesive. Oh, actually, okay, it's not held in with adhesive. It's just a folded flap. So this will probably help make it easier to undo this. A lot of times they don't have this to be able to use to pull this tab out. Let's see if it will actually help or not. Not really. Okay, so usually what I do is you can actually feel a solid piece of the plastic here, and then I kind of just use my fingernails there and kind of just wiggle it just like that. I don't know if you can see it's slightly coming out, and I guess this is also somewhat coming out, but let's see if we can kind of keep wiggling it. All right, so keep wiggling as you pull. You can see it's slowly walking its way out, and there we go. All right, so you want to be patient with that and just keep working at it, wobbling it, and it'll eventually pop out just like that. All right, so we're gonna have to transfer this cable over. If you somehow damage the cable, there is a model number there, it looks like, so you can probably search these numbers somewhere, just Google, and hopefully you can find a replacement. But anyways, let's go ahead and peel this off. But in the meantime, just to make it safer if you're working on other parts of the computer. If you are working on just replacing the SSD, you don't have to disconnect the battery, so keep that in mind. All right, this is a M.2 SATA SSD. I don't know if this supports M.2 PCIe and NVMe. If you want, you can try it, but I'm not sure. So if you want to be safe, stick with the M.2 SATA. You can open yours and check if you have a PCIe NVMe. If it does, then you can actually upgrade to that. If somebody finds out that this uses or works with the PCIe NVMe, just let me know in the comment section below and I'll pin your comment, and hopefully that will help others. All right, you got the BIOS, CMOS, RTC battery, whatever you want to call it. They have so many names for it now. That same thing, you grab the wings, wiggle that connector, and it'll come out. This one screw, it pops up and then you can pull it out. The RAM is underneath this, but it's not upgradable. It's soldered to the motherboard. Unless you know how to do reballing type of solder, yeah, there's no way you're gonna upgrade the RAM or anything on this. All right, and if you do have to know how to upgrade firmware and other things like that with custom firmware, so don't bother. All right, anyways, you got the trackpad here. If you want to remove that, these have little flip latches here that you flip these latches up, then you can pull the connector out. I'm going to leave them in, but you can see touchpad. You got this for the LED on the front, or the light. You got this connector here for the keyboard backlight. This one, the latch is on the back this way. Okay, so you can flip that latch up, but I'm going to leave it. Keyboard connector here, same thing, flip that latch up. It looks like this keyboard is held in with screws, so you can replace it, but you will have to take the entire motherboard out. I'm not going to be doing that in this video because the customer just needs their battery replaced. All right, you got the speaker connector here. Again, same thing, you just wiggle this to pull it out. It's not held in with screws, it just has little rubber pieces that you can use to lift this up. All right, it just holds itself down in place, and you can actually get underneath, or you can kind of use some pliers or something to just grab that and pull it out, as you can see. All right. Oops, that rubber piece kind of flipped over. That's going to be a little annoying to get back in place. And that's usually why I try not to do additional stuff that the customer didn't request, because now I have to do extra work. It's going to take longer. And if the customer's waiting, which they are, now they're going to have to wait a little longer. But anyways, let's go ahead and get this back in. So these rubber pieces, I guess since I popped it out, let me actually show you. On this one specifically, they have a little slit in the side here, so you can actually get the whole rubber out and then you can slide it in through the side just like this. Right, so this design is actually okay. It's decent for taking that out and putting it back if you accidentally mess it up. All right, so let's zoom back out here. Oops, why isn't it zooming out? There we go. Okay, so you got the DC jack charge port connector. It looks like this design is nice. There's one screw holding it in place. There's nothing on top of it, so you can easily take that out. If you need to, you just, again, grab that connector, wiggle it, and pull it back. If you're going to mess with these connectors, after disconnecting the battery, you want to carefully, slowly open up the computer and press and hold the power button for 15 seconds, at least 15 seconds. All right, that will drain any residual power to make it safer to work on. I'm not doing that, so I don't need to worry about it. It's a little dusty here, so I'm gonna actually just brush this off. Okay. Again, it's very important if you're messing with the LCD LVDS connector that you press and hold the power button for 15 seconds at least, all right? Just to drain any residual power and make it safer to work on. You can actually hold it for less time, but to be safe, I tell people 15 seconds, all right? All right, some people ask me if they need to. I mean, it's 15 seconds, just do it. It'll save you from a really expensive repair if you mess something up. All right, so LCD LVDS connectors here. There's a metal latch, you flip that up and then you can pull the connector out. This one is most likely for the touchscreen. All right, same thing, there's a flip latch underneath this adhesive. I'm gonna leave those alone. You got the fan connector right here. You got this giant connector for this SD card slot, USB port, and whatever else is on the side here. I'm not sure what's over there. I think the power button is connected to this board as well. So if your power button is damaged, you can likely just replace this whole board and that will fix that. All right. And of course that CMOS battery is attached to there. Okay. I think that's pretty much all I'm going to show inside this computer. This kind of worries me a little. You can actually see some exposed wiring there, but that's how it was when I opened it. Can't really do anything about that. So anyways, let's go ahead now and put back in the new replacement battery. Let me make sure I don't put the wrong one. Okay, so of course we have to peel this off first. Okay, so there's some tape here. So we're gonna peel this up just like this. All right, whatever works for you. I use my fingernails. You can use tweezers, whatever, pliers. You can use something to scrape it off. All right, it's a little bit stuck there. So hopefully the only issue here with their computer is the battery, and it's not some like software or virus or something. They said that the battery is only lasting them like 30 minutes. Sometimes if your computer is working really hard, if a virus or some software is running in the background, running some heavy processes, then that can actually cause your battery to not last very long. Anyways, peel that up. All right, then same thing, we got this connector here. Try and grab it as close as you can to the connector, and then kind of just wiggle it to pull it out, just like that. All right, now we're gonna get the new battery. Same thing, we're gonna put that connector back on there. They actually tell you on here, please disconnect and remove battery before accessing the rest of the parts and devices. All right, so they actually tell you that. All right, anyways, let's go ahead and plug this in. Make sure you push it in all the way, okay? It helps to kind of go from side to side. And then just make sure that the gold pins are kind of like hidden somewhat underneath there. All right. Okay, so this tape adhesive somewhat stuck to itself, so it's going to be a little bit difficult. You want to kind of open it out as much as you can to try and keep it flat. Okay, then we're going to put this back over, stick that on. All right, there we go. Sorry if that was out of view of camera. Okay, then we're going to get this back in, line up the battery connector up there. Get everything lined up. It's a little tough. Okay, get everything lined up. There we go. And then we're going to pinch these two sides down. You kind of want to wiggle it just like before. Just like that until it's flush there. Then we're going to get this battery back into place and then get the red speaker wire back into these, into this routed mechanism here. So get that over, under, over, under, over, under. Just like that. Okay. Oops. There we go. All right, and then we're going to get the 4 screws back in. Almost done. All right, if you're not sure how to remove some of these connectors, from the description I gave, I've made a whole bunch of videos working on so many different laptop models. So you can watch a few of those, just check if they have similar components, like if the SSD looks like that, if the battery looks like that. And you can watch those videos, and I will actually, on a lot of them, I will show how to disconnect everything like that. All right, so hopefully this video helped you guys. All right, now we're going to put back the bottom cover. All right, oh, I forgot to mention, there is the wireless card under here, but there is some adhesive holding this piece down, so I don't want to peel that off. All right, so let me see if it comes off easily or not. No, so it's held down with some adhesive here, but this one has the metal bracket going across holding the wireless antennas down. It is a removable wireless card, so if you're having problems with your wireless, again, it is removable. You just have to peel this up, take that screw out, take that metal bracket out, pull the antennas up by the tails. Again, I have other videos showing that kind of thing, so if you aren't sure how to do that, from the description, again, it's a good idea to watch a few other videos to get that. All right, I'm cleaning off the dust now because the bottom cover has quite a bit of dust in it around the edges. And then we're just going to put the bottom cover back on and put all the screws in, and that should be it. All right. Of course, we're going to have to plug it in, test it, make sure it's charging. The customer is waiting outside to pick it up, so they'll have to test the battery life. But anyways, let's go ahead and clip this back in. All right, just get everything back into place. Click it all around the edges. Okay, everything looks good. All right, and then we'll just put back all the screws, and that's all there is to it. So hopefully this video helped you guys. Again, if it did, make sure to like, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can also learn how to upgrade and repair their devices. Again, if it helped you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps, and again, helps me continue to make these videos for a living. Other than that, that's all there is to this. Thanks for watching. You're welcome to stay as I put back the rest of the screws. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright, let's get the rest of these screws in. We will power it up just to make sure it's working okay on battery life. Okay. A few more screws. Alright. And last one here. Okay. Let's go ahead now and power it up. So I'll flip this over. Okay, open this up, power it up. The power button light is on. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. And the computer is turning on. So we should be good to go. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. All right, let's drop this. Bye.